What's up, guys? My name is Ty Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a real-world trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel. We like to share the tools, the techniques, and the strategies that we use to grow and manage a 7, 8, and 9-figure portfolio, as well as run our online education business. In this video, I want to talk about choosing the right people to listen to when we are growing our portfolio and growing our investments and are growing our money and making life-changing profits, because it can make a big difference in how we end up in life and where we end up in life. Okay, so, and I'll give you several examples. If I just tell you guys some facts, you're not going to remember it, so I'm going to share a couple of stories with you guys. All right, so the first story is with me and my business partner LeonFu.com, the honorable grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com, right? It's legendary because he and I started the first Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading and investing channel back in 2013. And back then, nobody was talking about trading or investing in cryptocurrencies. They were only talking about the technology behind Bitcoin, and that was it. So we started this channel to help share what we learned with other people. So I was talking to Leon last night on the phone, and when we were talking, he was asking me how much, where my portfolio was at, and I told him where my portfolio was at. And then he told me where his portfolio was at, and we were talking about, you know, making sure that we were ready to take profits here in the next profit-taking opportunity here that's coming up. We took some profits back in May 2021, and then now we're getting ready to take some more profits in the next run-up here again. So what Leon said to me was kind of surprising, because when Leon and I first got into crypto in 2012 and around the late 2012, 2013 area, Leon had way more money than I did going into crypto, and I had a very, very small amount of money. Because if you guys have been following my channel for any length of time, you guys know that I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee, and I came and we were very poor, and my dad and my parents did not know anything about entrepreneurship, didn't know anything about trading, investing, the stock market, real estate, nothing. So our family moved into a really poor ghetto black neighborhood in a city called Port Arthur, Texas, which is on the east, southeast portion of the state of Texas. And we lived there, and I hung around the wrong people, and I ended up getting involved in drugs, and I ended up staying in federal prison in America for almost 14 years. And I came out and I had to start my life all over again. So I was in prison from the time I was 18 until I was like 34, 35 years old, and I had to get out and start my life over. And I started working like 3 jobs at a time, saved up my money, learned how to trade, invest in the stock market, learned how to trade and invest into the Forex market. And by the time I learned how to do it and do it consistently, this Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market came along. So we jumped into that, and that's how I was able to take advantage of that opportunity. And since I already knew how to trade, it was not that difficult for me to learn this new market. There was a lot of things that we had to learn, but you know, because of my background in trading in stocks and Forex already, it made it a lot easier to learn how to trade in the crypto market. And so that's how we started this channel, to share what we learned with other people, because we saw that a lot of people were getting into this market and getting scammed and getting slaughtered. So at that time, in 2013, when I bought my first Bitcoins, I remember, in 2013, I was working for an energy brokerage firm. I was barely making, I was making around $3,000 a month, and my take home was probably around $2,600 a month or so. And I had a wife and 2 kids. I just had my second child, and I also had I just had my 3rd heart attack, and I just bought a home. So 3 major life events just happened like back to back to back. I first had my I just bought my home I just had my child in July of 2012, and then in late September, like 2 months later, I bought the house, and then 2 months later, I had a massive, another third heart attack. Okay, so now I got 8 stents in my heart. Right, they had to put 2 more stents in my heart, so now I have a total of 8. So all these things happened at the same time. So I did not have a lot of money at that time. Okay, and no matter how good of a trader you are, whenever medical conditions hit you and out of nowhere, back to back like that, because I had my second heart attack in 2012. No, and then I had my third heart attack in 2013. That's right. I'm getting all these things mixed up. But anyways, those major life events happening all within like a 12-month period, I didn't have a lot of money left. And at that time, Leon had money put away in his retirement account from working all those years as a software engineer coming out of college. And then his wife at that time, I cannot remember if his wife was his wife or she was just dating him at that time. I think they were dating at that time. Okay, but anyways, my memory, I cannot remember when they started getting married, but I remember they were together at that time. I'm not sure they were married yet, but they were together at that time. And what happened was his wife was a senior software developer at Dell Computers, and Leon was a senior software developer at Dell Computers also. And so she had more money than I did, obviously, working there, and he had more money than I did. And he put a small chunk of his life savings into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, into Bitcoin at that time. There was no other coins to buy except for Bitcoin. And then for me personally, when I made the decision to buy the Bitcoins, right, I put pretty much all my life savings into it. Now, it's not a lot. Okay, all my life savings was still tiny compared to the small amount that Leon put in, okay? And at that time, his wife, Leon's wife, had enough money to put in 5, 10, 20 times the amount that I put in, okay? Let's fast forward from 2013 till today, right? My portfolio is this much, whereas Leon's wife is only, small compared to mine. I mean, it's still, she's still a millionaire, but her portfolio is still smaller, significantly smaller than mine compared to the money that she had at that time versus what I had at that time. And Leon and I was talking about it, and I was surprised about this because I thought she would have more, and I asked him, I said, hey man, what happened? Where did we go wrong here? Like, how is it possible that your wife knows that you and I started this channel, we've been talking about it, blah, blah. She even put money into crypto, then how come she's not making more money why doesn't she have a bigger portfolio than I do right now? And we were talking about who she listened to. She listened to Dave Ramsey, one of the popular financial literacy guys on the internet, and he has over 1 million followers. Now, at the time that Leon and I started, since we started the first channel on the internet to teach people how to invest into cryptocurrencies, we didn't have a big follower. I remember in the middle of 2017, now I want you guys to remember this, in May of 2017, we had about 10,000 subscribers to our channel, and that was the biggest crypto channel on the internet at that time. We had more followers than even Ivan on Tech's channel. We had more followers than Tone Vei's channel. We had more followers than anybody that you think has a big channel today. Our channel was the most popular channel for trading and investing in crypto, and we only had 10,000 subscribers, just barely above 10,000 subscribers, okay? The reason why I remember that number specifically was because we did our first cryptocurrency investing bootcamp in Los Angeles at that time, where we shared everything that we learned about how to trade and invest in the cryptocurrency market. And we were pleasantly surprised that many people showed up and registered for our cryptocurrency investing bootcamp, okay? Because we only had 10,000 subscribers, and I was shocked to see that many people that many people was able to attended our boot camp. Okay, so, and I was talking to Leon, and Leon was kind of I don't know, I wouldn't say upset, but he was kind of discouraged that his wife was listening to Dave Ramsey. Meanwhile, he and I were telling people to invest in crypto and this crypto and that crypto, and people were becoming millionaires watching our channel. Meanwhile, she was listening to Dave Ramsey, pay off her house debt, pay off her credit card debt, and do all this stuff, while Leon and I were telling people, hey, put all your money into crypto, buy as much Bitcoin as you can. Okay, so, and then when the Ethereum ICO came out, we were the only channel on the internet that was telling people to invest into the Ethereum ICO. At that time, each Ether was only 30 cents. So one Bitcoin got you 2,000 Ethers. Okay, so because of that, right, we fast forward from 2013 all the way to 2021 today, which is 8 years later, and my portfolio is significantly bigger than Leon's wife's portfolio, simply because of who we listen to. During that whole time, the only person that I listened to about trading and investing in crypto was Leon and the other guys on my team. Right? The reason why I did this was because in front of my eyes, I saw them making the money. Okay? I saw them making the money, and I did not know who Dave Ramsey. I knew of him, but I didn't know how he was making money. And I never believed, Leon and I never believed in saving money to become wealthy. Right? You can save money, right, to pay for your living expenses and stuff during an emergency, but you're not going to get wealthy saving money. The only way that you get wealthy is by investing your money into something that has the potential to grow exponentially, all right, to make big growth. And so because of that, I did not listen to Dave Ramsey. I did not listen to Susie Orman. I didn't listen to any of these knuckleheads that did not clearly show signals to me that their followers or their students were making the kind of money or making the financial gains that I was interested in. Okay, now I want you guys to look back, and it's going to be very difficult for me to prove this, so I'm just going to ask that you look at all the videos I have on my channel and ask yourself if I'm a person that's worth trusting, that can be trusted or not. If not, then you might as well just cut off this video now. But if you continue to watch this video, then I'm going to assume that you do trust what I'm saying, right? And we try to be that trusted voice among all the bullshit that's out there in the world of trading and investing in crypto, right? So in 2017, right, I do not have evidence of this, of what I'm about to say to you guys. So I'm going to just tell you guys what I know, okay? In 2017, in the bull market of 2017, our team produced, I would estimate at a minimum of 30 millionaires. Okay, and many of those guys were multi-millionaires. Okay, now how do I know that our students are millionaires? Well, when they first join our training program and they enroll into our cryptocurrency investing blueprint or our cryptocurrency investing bootcamp, either one of those you can find at our website at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint or cryptocurrency.market/bootcamp. Okay, so you might want to look at the blueprint because we are not going to do a bootcamp anytime soon. Okay, so they get in, and then somehow or another, I don't ask my students how big their portfolio is or whatever, but usually when they call me, they'll tell me, hey, my portfolio is at $50,000 or $100,000, and am I doing this correct? Or am I setting up my ledger, my hardware wallet correct? Am I setting up my computer security correct? So now I cannot advise my students what to do, what to buy, sell, or hold, because I'm not a licensed financial advisor in any country, right? So I just tell my students what I do. So usually my students will call me up and ask, hey Ty, when you did this on your portfolio, what did you do? Or when you had this issue in your portfolio, what did you do? Or what did Leon do? And I would share with them what we did to protect or reduce the risk in our portfolio, right? So my students would call, almost every one of my students would call me and thank me for helping them crack $1 million once they crack $1 million. Now, that's not just out of random, out of nowhere. My students would, when they first joined our training program, they would tell me, share with me where they're at or ask me how to solve certain problems. And then some of them would be stuck. They can't even recover their coins, and I would have to help them recover it. So, if I help them recover their coins, I'm gonna know how much they have in their portfolio. So whenever our students grow from like a 10,000 to a 50 to 100,000 to $1 million to a 2 million to a 5 million, 10 million portfolio, it's very stressful because our students want to take profits. So, as soon as it makes a 10% gain or 20% gain, they want to take profits. As soon as they make a 1x gain or 2x gain, they want to take profits. So I'm constantly having to call my students and remind them not to take profits. It's not and I'm not telling them what to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just telling them our team is not taking profits. Our team is not taking profits. The market goes up 1x. I tell them, hey, me and Leon have not taken profits. So, it's up to you if you want to take profits or not, but me and Leon have not. I cannot tell you what to do, but me and Leon have not taken profits, okay? And then when we get ready to take profits, right, I would share with my students like, hey, you know what, when it hits this level, when the Typhoon 30 cryptocurrency market index, when it hits this level, then we're gonna start selling a little bit at a time, and then if it gets up to here, we're gonna sell a little bit more, and so on. So I share that with my students in our coaching group. So it's not out of nowhere that my students come and tell me that they are millionaires now, and I just randomly believe that, right? The only ones I believe are the ones that I have coached for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, or through an entire market cycle, and I know where they've been at during that whole time. So by the time that, if they've been telling me they've been buying, Cardano, or they've been buying Bitcoins when they were $3,000 or Cardano was 5 cents and stuff, and now Cardano is like $3 and Bitcoin is at $55,000, $60,000, then I would believe that when they say they're a millionaire. So I'm not just gonna randomly just believe a student, Now, in all the years that I've been teaching our students how to trade and invest in the cryptocurrency market, I have not found any students to lie to me about their portfolio. Like whatever they struggle with on their portfolio, they call me up and they let me know, and then I share with them what me and Leon did to overcome that struggle or that problem or that obstacle. So I haven't seen anything where they lied to me about the size of their portfolio, okay? So when I say that we produced about 30 millionaires in 2017, I don't have statements, I don't have trading statements, okay? I just have the coaching experience I have with my students, and them calling me and thanking me. Now, they're not gonna text me, they're not gonna email me because that they made $1 million or whatever, because that's personal and private stuff, and so they're not gonna do that, okay? So I respect my students' privacy, but if I've been coaching them since they had a $10,000 portfolio, now they have a $50,000 portfolio, a $100,000 portfolio, $500,000 portfolio, and now they have $1 million portfolio, I've been there with them all the way, so I know that that's not some bullshit, and I know the coins that they bought because I bought the same coin, so I know how much I've made. So if they start out with a smaller portion, I can have an estimate of where they're at, so I know they're not bullshitting. Now, why am I telling you this, okay? At first, when you guys hear me say this, it may sound like I'm bragging to you guys about the number of millionaires that we produce on our channel, right? Matter of fact, in this 2021 bull market, so far we have produced about almost 30, and I think we have right now we have 5 or 6 students that are deca millionaires, meaning they have over a $10 million portfolio, okay? And I'm hoping that we have one student crack $1 billion in this bull market, and if that trader doesn't, in the next bull market we will, okay? And then my estimate is that we are going to produce about 60 to 70 millionaires in this bull market in 2021. Now, I'm sharing that with you guys about the estimated 30 millionaires that we produced in 2017 and the estimated 60 to 70 millionaires that we're going to produce from our channel and our training in this 2021 bull market, right? And If you think it's bullshit or you think that sounds like insanely crazy, then you might as well just go to another channel, right? Because that means that you haven't been able to identify who is bullshitting and who's telling the truth on the internet. And so if you think that's bullshit, no hard feelings, you know, I'll catch you in the future whenever you realize we are telling the truth, okay? So why am I telling you guys this? I'm not telling you guys these numbers to brag to you guys the amount of students that we have, successful students that we have produced. If we look at Dave Ramsey and the millions of people that follow him, how many of those people do you think became a millionaire? How many of those people do you think cracked $10 million? How many of those people do you know of that cracked $20 million? Okay, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that out of the 1 million followers that Dave Ramsey has, I don't believe he's even created one student that's made $10 million yet. And if you look at right now we have I think 30 or 35,000 people that follow us on our channel, and just with that many students, if you look at the number of millionaires that Leon and I have produced from our training compared to how many millionaires that Dave Ramsey has made from the millions, over 1 million people that is following him, you have to wonder what's going on here? What is going on here? How is it that 2 Asian dudes from Texas are able to produce that many millionaires in the cryptocurrency market with only 30-something thousand, followers, while a guy that's internationally known and internationally respected, like a Dave Ramsey, has over 1 million followers? And are you going to believe that any of his followers doing what he taught is going to crack $10 million? Right? Now, I cannot bring our Deca Millionaire students out and show you their face and prove to you their accounts, right? I can't. You guys already know why I cannot do that. It's for obvious privacy reasons, okay? And for personal security and safety reasons, they're not gonna come out and do that, okay? But I work with these students directly, so I know what they are doing with their portfolios. And these students have been with us for multiple years. It's not somebody that just came last month and now they call me up and thank me for helping them crack $10 million. I'm not gonna believe that bullshit. I know these students back when they had less than $100,000, back when they had less than $1 million, back when they had less than $2 million, back when they had less than $3 million, $5 million, because along the way, I've had to coach them to, with their mind, not to make rash decisions, okay? And how to properly secure their coins so they don't get hacked and they don't lose it and things like that. So I know that these students are here. And when Leon and I look at these students, right? We look at these students and we look at it and we ask ourselves, how is it possible that 2 Asian guys, two random Asian dudes in Texas able to become millionaires and then help this many people become millionaires? If you look at the percentage, even if you just took the 30 students from the 2017 bull market and the 60 students from this bull market, that's about 90. Let's just round it off to 100 just so the math is easy. And you take that 100 and divide it by the 30,000 subscribers that we have versus how many millionaires that Dave Ramsey has produced with over 1 million subscribers. It makes you wonder, man, the people who are listening to Dave Ramsey are fucked because they are listening to the wrong information. And that's the reason why, if you guys ask me hey Ty, if you are a successful millionaire already, why are you still making these broadcasts? Why are you still making these videos? The reason why I'm making these videos because of guys like Dave Ramsey. And I'm not hating on him. I'm not jealous of his success. I'm not jealous of his companies. He hires dozens, he has a ton of employees. We only have 5 or 6 employees in our company. He has dozens and hundreds of employees. So great for them that he's making a living for all of them. But I want you guys to think about all the millions of people that are following him and listening to him, and how many of them actually became millionaires. How many of them actually was able to quit their day jobs and retire early, like me and Leon did, like our students are doing, right? And so we look back at this and we ask, Leon's wife, what possessed you to listen to Dave Ramsey when Leon asked her, like, well, what possessed you to listen to Dave Ramsey when you know what Ty and I have done with our students over the years? Like, you've personally witnessed it. You've actually met these students in person while they are thanking us, right? And she goes, well, because, he's got the credentials, he's got the large number of subscribers, and I thought what he was saying was correct. And Leon and I said, but what he's saying does not make any sense. You just followed him because he had over 1 million subscribers. But what he's saying does not make sense. If you don't have a lot of money, why would you take that money and go pay off debt? You should take that money and go invest it and let it grow, and let your investments pay off your debt, if you need to do that, right? And so now she realizes that. She realizes that I've only, even though you guys hear me say that I put all my life savings into crypto, it was only a small amount. It was only a tiny amount of money compared to what Leon had, and it's a tiny amount of money compared to what his wife had. But his wife is nowhere near where I'm at today, only because she listened to the wrong person. The reason why my brother and I got involved in drugs, and the reason why I ended up with almost 14 years in prison, and my older brother ended up with 30 years in prison, was because we listened to the wrong people. In the ghetto neighborhood that we grew up in, right, we didn't know anybody that made money. The only people that we saw that made money was selling drugs. So naturally we think, hey man, the only way you're gonna make money is by selling drugs just like everybody else. And you might say, hey Ty, didn't you know that was illegal? Yeah, I know that was illegal. Hey, don't you know that's, you can go to prison for that? Yeah, I know we can go to prison for that. But you can say that, but when you look in your neighborhood and everybody in your neighborhood is selling drugs or doing drugs, right? It's hard to come out of that. And that's why I would encourage anyone that's listening to this, if you grow up in a poor neighborhood, in a drug-infested ghetto neighborhood, right? I would encourage you to leave. I don't care how many of your family is there. When I came out of prison, I went back to the ghetto neighborhood that I grew up in, and I looked at some of my black friends that grew up there. They never left. They never left. And their number one excuse why they never left was because that's where they were born, that's where they grew up, that's where their family and friends are. And I look and I say, if you look around you, your family and friends are still poor and broke as shit. The 14 years that I spent in prison, then the 14 years that you guys were out here, it means nothing, because 14 years later, you guys are still at the same place, right? And you might say that I was in prison for 14 years, I come out with nothing, but you guys have nothing out here either, right? So the lesson here is, if you're in a poor neighborhood that does not foster entrepreneurship, it does not foster, financial literacy, it does not foster financial education, I highly recommend you move out of that. Do not use the excuse that this is where you were born. Do not use excuse that this is where you grew up. Do not use excuse that your friends and family are there, because if you're broke and they're broke and everybody's broke and everybody is in poverty, right? What's the point in living there? Move to a different place that is a lot better, okay? Now, the second lesson here is that listen to the people that you see that actually produce the results, okay? If you guys go to the video section of our YouTube channel and you just sort it out from the oldest videos from now, you can pretty much see we have documented everything, every coin that we've invested in, the ones that we lost money on, the ones that we made money on, we still leave it there. We have not erased any coins on our channel, right? And the reason for that, a lot of these channels during the bear market, when their coins crashed 80, 90%, right? They delete the videos from their channels to make their channels look good. We don't delete any of our channels, delete any of our videos. The reason is because we leave it there as a footprint, as a guideline for future generations of traders and investors to learn from. We made our money. We made our money already. In America, we call it hitting it big. We hit it big already, right? So we left those videos there so that other people that come behind us can learn from it. Because when we came up, right, there was no videos like ours to tell us the truth. The only thing that I asked for growing up, right, was somebody tell me the truth about money, about finances, and about becoming financially free. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me and tell me that if I go to school and make good grades that I'll come out that, you know, there'll be women all over me and I'll have lots of money. Okay, don't tell me that when that's not true, right? Don't tell me to go to school because that's how I'm going to become wealthy. Please tell me to go and become an entrepreneur, become a businessman, learn to start a business and build a product or service and sell your product or service, learn how to get customers, learn how to sell, learn how to upsell, learn how to close deals, and that's how you grow and become wealthy. And if you don't want to do that, then take your money and invest it into another entrepreneur that wants to build a product or a service and sell it to the markets. So that's what I wanted to hear, right? That's all I wanted to hear. I didn't want to hear somebody tell me that if you go to school, you get good grades and you come out with a college degree, that you're going to do well. And then after I come out with a college degree, they say, well, you know, college is to help make you cultured, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't come to college. I didn't go to school to be cultured. I went to school so I can learn how to make money. Teach me how I can make money, you know? Being cultured does not pay the bills, does not pay the electric bills, the water bills, and all that stuff, okay? Teach me something that I can use to pay my bills each month so I'm not stressed out every month on how to pay the bills, okay? So that's what I wanted. So I'm sharing this with you guys, and I hope that you guys walk away from this video and ask yourself, okay, who are the people that I'm listening to besides, you know, Ty, Zen, and Leon Fu on their channel? Who else am I following? And do they really practice what they preach? Are they really getting the results that I want in my life, right? If you want to make life-changing profits, right, you should follow our channel and do what we do. If you do not like to make life-changing profits, and you just want to just get by, coast, you know, go to your job, work 9 to 5, get a job, get paid on Fridays or every other week, and then, you know, go home, drink with your buddies, go watch the football games and stupid shit like that, you know, then this is not the right channel for you. This channel is for people who are willing to, you know, do what it takes, you know, ethically and morally and legally to make life-changing profits. Okay? We're not here to scam no one. We're not here to deceive no one or trick no one. Okay? We're here to share with people what we know and how we got to where we're at. And you know, Leon and I were talking last night about his wife's portfolio, and we're like, man, it makes, he and I were like really stressing the fact that we're really focused on the topic that, man, while we grow up, if we listen to the wrong people, it can have dire consequences. Dire consequences means that there are consequences that you get that you may not like or you may not want. And it may waste a lot of your time, it may waste a lot of your money and your energy. So I encourage you guys to evaluate who are you listening to on your journey to making life-changing profits. Who are you using as your teacher? Who are you using as your guide? Who are you using as your mentor? Who are you using as your go-to person whenever you get stuck, like you don't know what to do, right? I remember there's times when I get stuck and I'm not sure, hey, like for example, I'll give you guys an example. When I made the decision to leave the US for good, right? I'm not gonna go into the details in this video anyway of why I'm not able to go back to the US, right? But when I made the decision to leave the US, it was a one-way exit. There was no coming back. Okay, so it was a really big decision for me to make, and it took 3 to 6 months for me to do the research and consult with Leon to help me make that decision. Okay, but it was not an easy decision. I had to have lawyers. I talked to multiple lawyers. I talked to multiple tax attorneys, criminal attorneys, immigration attorneys, and my accountants. But the person, my go-to person for me to help me make the final decision that I should go was my business partner, LeonFu.com. Okay, the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary LeonFu.com. Right? And I have not regretted it since. And Leon has not regretted helping me make that decision to leave the US and go back and retire in Vietnam, right? And to take care of my mom, and to also be able to take advantage of the crypto market in Asia, right? Neither one of us has regretted the decision that I made. I did not regret the decision I made to leave the U.S., and Leon does not regret the advice that he gave me, or the consultation, the suggestions he gave me on why I should leave the U.S. Okay, so just having that one person, that go-to person to do that is massive, guys. All you need is one or two people like that in your life, and that could make a massive difference in your financial life of where you end up 5 years from now or 10 years from now. So I highly encourage you guys to, when you guys finish this video, right, really reevaluate and think, like, am I listening to the right person? Am I following the right people that are doing what I want, or that are they getting the results that I want for myself? If not, then go find somebody else. If you guys listen to our channel and you don't think that we're going to help you get the results that you're looking for in your financial life, then you need to unsubscribe and go follow somebody else. I don't know who you to follow, but you need to go follow somebody else. Okay, stop wasting your time following people that cannot help you towards your goals. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. And if you want to get a copy of the cryptocurrency investing blueprint that I've been talking about, you can get it at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in a future video.